All right, what is up, you beautiful people? God dang, you're so gorgeous. Anyways, hi, welcome everyone. Happy Monday. It's Monday. Another great start to a week. Pretty productive. Pretty productive morning so far. I got to go to work in like 2 hours, less than that. But yeah, so the reason why I have this is Debbie. She's my normal ball python. I have uh, I have four ball pythons, and so obviously, with that said, the big topic for this video is how to get over your fear of snakes. Okay, because it is one of the most, I would say it's probably one of the most irrational or illogical. I get those two mixed up. It's one of the most. Uh, it's one of the probably the easiest fear to get rid of. I would say, unless if you have like some type of traumatic background with them. But even that, it's like really, it's pretty much just the mindset that you need to have. And I'm gonna relay it to you guys, to you all. So yeah, as I said, this is Debbie. Uh, she's my smallest ball python. She's a technicality. She's 100% het pied because I had intentions on. I have a banana ball python as well, and he's 100% het pied. I was like 25% chance I could get a visual, right? Because that's the route I wanted to go down until I realized that morph market is, or that ball pythons are very saturated. Getting off topic. That's a thing that happens a lot. I started to realize. No, but okay. So the thing with snakes. Now, it's a huge fear, right? It's a huge fear for a lot of people. With it's up there with the fear of like dying, heights, and like the darkness or something like that. It's up there. It's yeah, snakes and spiders are the two biggest ones, right? So um, yeah, so I'm basically gonna tell you guys how to get over it. So I was in the or how to be able to manage yourself at least when you're around a ball or not ball python when you're around snakes. Uh, so yeah, so one of the biggest things with uh, with snakes in general is that most of them are pretty yeah okay so basically most of them or all of them do not have any intention on hurting you. Okay, no intention whatsoever. Right? They don't wake up in they don't wake up or they don't start their day being like, oh, who can I kill? That's not. And the thing is, with all this stigmatization, whatever it is, from media and just news in general, of like you get these crazy, extreme things of like, oh, a what was it? There was like a news article where this Burmese python was sizing up his owner, you know, and it's just like those things don't help the the reptile hobby at all. They don't help with reducing the stigma behind snakes and spiders and all that. And it's just a pain to see, the media portray them in such a bad way. They get such a bad rap. And so the biggest thing is to realize is that take what you see on media with a grain of salt regarding them. And like I said, the last thing they want to do is hurt you. And one of the biggest things that I have to like kind of as like an argument for like oh snakes bite and stuff, and Well, guess what? So do dogs. So do cats. Anything with a mouth bites, right? And you can look up statistics too. How many times have you seen a casualty or death by a domestic snake? And then how many times have you seen one by a dog, right? Guaranteed it's not even comparable. Guaranteed. Okay. I was on a run a couple days ago, and there is quite a bit of dogs out, right? And so I was running, and then I always have this fear of, oh, this dog is gonna bite me, or it's gonna come after me, right? Because I'm kind of a small dude, right? I'm 5'5", 130 pounds, right? I don't have any, I can't ward off or take on a dog. So it's just like just those just the thought that they're out to kill you and they're out to hurt you, um, it's just so it's absurd. And uh, yeah, so that's one of the things you got to take into consideration. And a lot of the times, their sole intention, right, in the wild is with anything bigger than that they are, right, with humans or whatnot. They're obviously going to be putting up a defensive look, right, to look big and scary and stuff. But in reality, they just want you to leave them alone, right, in the wild. And if that's where you're going from, then it's gotta change. So with that said, how do you go about uh, how do you go about getting over your fear of snakes? Is having that mentality, um, that they are not out to kill you, right? And also, just like with the thing is like with ball pythons and stuff, the reason why they're called ball pythons is because they'd much rather ball up than try to attack you, because they know that they don't have claws, they don't have legs, they don't have anything other than their mouth. So they know it's pretty stupid to have that one shot, right? To They just have their mouths and just yeah, to much rather ball up. And so how do you go about changing your concrete conditioned thoughts on it? My best thing I could say is just if you have no intentions on getting like a snake to get over your fear of snakes, which is kind of understandable, right? Because that's kind of an extreme thing to do. I would say just go to like a pet store, right? Go to a pet store and what is the biggest take out of getting over your fear of snakes? It's knowing that you can get over a fear is the biggest one. Because I had that same fear when I first started. My first ever snake was a corn snake named Gobi, and I got him. He was a baby. He wasn't a hatchling. He had a couple meals in him, but he was small. And when I got him from the picked him up from FedEx, and I took him out here and was about to put him in his quarantine enclosure. I looked at him, and as soon as I looked at him, my palms got super sweaty. I just started freaking out, and he was about, well, not just go figure, not go figure, but he was about like this small. Obviously a little bigger, and I was just freaking out. And it's just like that's their same thing too. Is of course they'd freak out if you only as they're not they still have the instinct in them, right? It, it's the same thing with like any animal, right? You can't breed, you can't domesticate the instinct out of an animal, right? Because the thing is that they'll always still revert or always have this subtle instinct. Whether it be like with dogs, you can train them all you want and whatnot, but they will still uh, give off their primal instincts, right? With barking at stuff and all that. You can't take that out of like an animal. It's the same thing, you know. You can't take what they do to kind of look scary because they need that. And so how to get over basically how to get over it is just go to like a pet store if you're not wanting to buy a snake to get over it, which in all honesty I think you should actually look into getting a snake uh, to get over your fear of snakes, not because of like, oh, it's because the thing is they're super cool, and uh, their care is really easy, and they so a fun fact, there's a lot more uh, reptiles that are ESAs, right? So and that's one of the cool things with having reptiles and snakes in general is that they can not to mention they live for 40 30 to 40 years. Ball pythons do, but yeah, just get a snake, uh, get a baby one, or if you want to just go all out, just go to the pet store and just ask to hold one. It's just the biggest things I must say is to make your experience uh, a very pleasant one. The best thing I can give you is to come in confident, right? If you show hesitation, they might pick it up, but obviously they're not gonna like. If it's a ball python, right? You can figure out ways to get around it. So like with a ball python, and when you pick it up, you want to go because they only strike forward. They're not like a boa where they can strike to the side. So the thing is that if you want to pick up a ball python, you want to pick it up from like the back so they can't bite you if they are feeling defensive, if they're not trying to eat you. So with that said, you want to come in with confidence, but also you want to be able to um, you want to be able to have somebody who is experienced and knowledgeable, and is confident in what they and how their snakes act, right? Because the thing is that some people they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna give you to get over your fear of snakes, you gotta handle a boa or something. You gotta handle a big snake, right? And then they do one that they don't even handle a lot, and then it's just like, and then they end up being a bad experience, right? They end up biting or hissing, and it just reverts you back to your conditioned state of mind, right? So yeah, so come in with confidence. Realize that they have no intention on eating you or like hurting you on purpose. The big thing is that you're big, right? They're small. Like, look at this. And the thing is that they have no legs, no claws. They can't fight back, other than like with they strike. And every other dog or every other animal has a mouth, so they can all do the same thing. So it's like no different on, and it's just yeah, it's crazy how stigmatized snakes and spiders are and whatnot. I still am slowly getting over my fear of spiders, believe it or not. At work, there is a couple house spiders, and one of the things I did was that they just like hang out in the basement. They just chill, do their own thing. They do spider stuff. And so what I ended up doing was I took 2 or 3 latex gloves and I put it on my hand right? Because I was super fearful of them. And so what I did was I put my hand out and they crawled on. My heart was going super fast, right? And I slowly was able to be like, okay, that's not bad. And I took one glove off, and then I took another one. And then at the end of the night, I was able to have like a house spider just go crawl on my hand. And it was the coolest thing ever. So it's just about having like a good a good experience with it as well. You want to have somebody if you're going to go to like a if you have a friend or something that you'd want to be like I want to get over my fear of snakes. You want to make sure that they're a good friend to be able to be like, okay, so uh, this is the calmest snake that I have. Just want to come in with confidence, ask some questions, and just talk about it. Have fun with uh, trying to get over this fear. It's a cool thing to get over because it opens you up. It opens you up to all these ideas and possibilities of like, oh, if I got over my fear of snakes, right? Well, spiders aren't that bad then. I got over my fear of spiders. Well, maybe it's something more on a practical approach, right? Of getting over the fear of the dark, getting over fear of heights. Once you realize you can get over a fear, you can get over another fear. It's a mentality, guys. So with that said, I hope that this was at any help, right? I have no idea if it was of any help. I just kind of rambled on about snakes. It's what I do. It's a highlight of my time before I go to work. Just handle them stuff. So yeah, this is Debbie, and this is me. This is so dumb. All right, so I'll hope this helped by at all or whatnot. Let me know your thoughts, or just hit the like and subscribe, of course. All right. Okay, cool. I'll see you guys later. Bye.